or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to New Jersey Satellite Studio, where we show you the flavor of life here in the District of New Jersey. I think we can't hear the music, so for everyone. Bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bam, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, bam, bam, dee, 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 dee. Hello and welcome to another episode of INCRadio New Jersey Satellite Studio, where we show you the flavor of life. Although based on today's conversation, you might want to watch what flavors go into your mouth and into your body, because today we will be talking about some of our favorite, which is called gout. I hope you could hear the little bit of sarcasm there, because anyone who's ever had gout, coming from experience, is the most painful thing that I've ever experienced, next to the previous times when I've had breakups. But it is, just to let you know, and we will be having a guest on today. Hopefully they will be coming on live soon. We'll be talking to INCradio Gadia. You've seen her on previous shows. She's told us about fatty liver disease. She's told us about a whole bunch of other things. So once again, we'll hope you get some wisdom and information from her. So stay tuned for that shortly. But while we're waiting, we can also mention some other things. So team live chat, if you know about gout, if you'd experienced it, here's the question for you. Let us know the foods that you've had to avoid. That list is just so long. But yes, once again, gout is, it's referred to sometimes as the rich man's disease, but we'll be finding more about it, because it doesn't just affect rich people. It affects people who have a certain sensitivity to the things that they eat. And once again, joining us will be INCradio Gadia. She's an officer from Elizabeth. She's from New Jersey. She's a deaconess, and she's a member of CMDPS. So please, everyone, give a warm round of applause in the live chat, and also from where you are, to INCradio Gadia. Hi, INCradio. How are you?
Hi, good morning, everyone. So yes, today we'll be talking all about gout. I only have a few slides, so you could ask questions at the end, and if I'm not able to answer, Brother Jeff will answer them next Saturday. Okay, so all about gout. The agenda for today we'll be defining what gout is, what are the signs and symptoms of gout, who are more prone to developing gout, how do we prevent gout, what foods should be avoided, what foods can we eat, and what are the myths and facts with gout. Okay, with that, what is gout? As Jeff said, he had an attack of gout, or I don't know, several attacks of gout, and it is a very painful disease. It used to be, you're very right, that in the past it was like only a king's disease because of the alcohol and all the rich foods that they eat. But right now, it is not only a king's disease. Okay. So gout,
It's a disease for even people from New Jersey, so simple people like myself.
yes,
not a king,
yes.
but yeah.
Yes, not only
Okay, please.
rich people can have gout. So it is an inflammatory arthritis, just like rheumatoid arthritis. When you say inflammation, there is redness, tenderness, it is hot. The joint that is mostly affected is the Big toe. You're very right, Jeff. So it could affect other joints or multiple joints, but the one that is affected the most is the big toe. And we call that in the medical term podagra. Podagra.
Ooh,
Okay.
padagra.
It is extremely painful. Women say that it is equivalent to having labor pains or having kidney stones. So having that gout attack, Jeff, probably you could also have labor pains. That's the equivalent of gout attack, like labor pains. It's very
Wow.
painful.
And it really does feel like something is trying to get out of that foot when it happens.
Yes,
Team Live Chat, if you or anyone or viewers and listeners, if you or anyone has ever had it, I mean, speaking from experience, it is definitely one of the most, if not the most painful thing I've ever encountered. So it really is an attack.
yes, it is an attack, painful attack. What are the signs and symptoms of gout? As I have mentioned earlier, there is redness, tenderness, swollen, extremely painful, and it happens so quick. You go to bed okay, and then you wake up in the middle of the night with a very tender, painful joint, excruciating pain. Even contact with the bed sheets is very painful, and some people cannot even walk, cannot even put on their socks because of the extreme pain. And sometimes there is also fever. Those are the signs and symptoms of an acute gout. Now,
And
who are the people prone to having gout attack? Sorry to say, Jeff, but it's the incidence is higher in males from 30, above 30, or sometimes even, 20 something males can have a gout attack. Women are protected at up to when they still produce estrogen, but after menopause, they could also have gout attacks. And people with diabetes or pre-diabetes or what they call insulin resistant people are also prone to having gout attacks. Those who are overweight or obese, those who have high blood pressure, those who have decreased kidney function. You might ask, why is that? Because uric acid usually is excreted in the urine, but for people who have decreased kidney function, so that means there is less excretion of the uric acid and it stays in the blood, and that could be a cause of gout too. There are people, because of their genes, they overproduce uric acid. And so even if they do all the right things, they are still prone to having gout attacks because it's in their genes. And people taking certain medications, for example, they have high blood pressure. We call them diuretics, like hydrochlorothiazide, chlorthalidone. Those are medications for high blood pressure. Their side effects include increased uric acid, which can lead to gout. But people who have high uric acid, some of them do not develop gout. There are certain factors that could contribute, and we will talk more about that later. Another group of people who are more prone to developing gout are those who consume a lot of high purine foods, like seafoods like mussels, lobster, crab, shrimps, and red meat, and those who like alcohol, especially beer. And we don't drink those, right?
so we're okay with that, but Tita Rella, the seafood, that hurts. Oh, I miss it.
Yes,
And
yes.
yeah, as
So
mentioned by
if you're
yep.
seafood, drink a lot of water, at least 12 to 16 bottles of water, because dehydration can cause high uric acid, which can lead to gout. Um, the most important thing actually is high fructose corn syrup consumption, which is very rampant in our regular soda, in soda, fruit juices, baked goods, candies, and a lot of other foods. How do we diagnose gout? Okay, not everything that's painful in your big toe is gout. You need a proper diagnosis too, because it could be a fracture, it could be osteoarthritis, it could be other things, not just gout. So what do we do to diagnose gout? We could do aspiration. The big toe is the most common site, right? So what they could do is aspirate fluid from the joint of the big toe and look for the uric acid crystals. And so that's that's how you diagnose gout. And also history is very important. You could ask the person if they've been partying and drinking a lot of soda or beer and eating a lot of red meat, or they went to Red Lobster. So, and also if the pain is so acute or so sudden, that's gout. We also do blood works to check for uric acid, but uric acid during an acute attack of gout is probably low or normal. During an acute attack of gout, it's low or normal. Okay, so it's not definitive. And x-rays can also be done to the affected area, but if it's gout, you cannot see anything on the x-ray. Ultrasound can be done also, and the crystals can be found on ultrasound. Rarely, they could also do a 24-hour urine check, and that will check the presence of uric acid. I want to talk about the complications of gout, because if gout is left untreated, it could lead to disorders of the joints, deformed joints that could also lead to arthritis. There's what we call in medical term tophus. They are like lumps or subcutaneous nodules under the skin. They are painless, but they could develop in the ears, in the fingers, in the toes. They are just like bumps. They're not painful, they're not red, but it's a long-term complication. If you only have gout like for a few years, you will not have that. I just want to point out that if a person has high uric acid, they could also develop what we call uric acid stones. So if a person has gout, make sure they drink a lot of water, because that uric acid could also precipitate in the kidneys and could cause very painful uric acid stones. Prolonged gout can also lead to chronic kidney disease. Probably because when you have a gout attack, all you want to do is, because of the pain, you want to take a lot of anti-inflammatory medications like Motrin, Aleve, Advil, Indocin, those kind of pain medications. If you're taking those for a long period of time, they could affect your kidneys, your heart, your stomach. The stomach could bleed. So that's why chronic kidney disease is a complication of prolonged gout. Another complication is sleep issues, because you wake up in the middle of the night because of the severe pain and you cannot go back to sleep.
Yep, I can confirm that. I can definitely confirm that. It's not like an injury where, okay, you can get into one position and, I'm fine. With gout, it's any position. It's not
That's
comfortable.
right.
So.
That's right. So now, after all this, how do we prevent gout? Okay. If you are taking blood pressure medications, like what I have said, diuretics like hydrochlorothiazide, that could cause increase in uric acid, probably you could tell your provider to switch you to a different kind of blood pressure medicine. And also make sure you keep yourself hydrated. Drink a lot of water. Coffee is good, 1 or 2 cups a day. But of course, without the creamer and all the sugar. But otherwise, coffee is good unless you have hyperacidity and you cannot take coffee. But coffee is good. Um, Beer is very bad, and I know you do not drink beer. We do not drink beer, so I should not even include it here. And limit organ meats. I know a lot of people like pinapaitan. It has the internal organs, liver, kidney, intestines. That's a lot of uric acid. That's a lot of urine that would turn into uric acid and could precipitate a gout. I have said earlier, high fructose corn syrup. So decrease or stop drinking fruit juices, soda, and fast foods. But I know sometimes we cannot avoid all those, being humans. Just limit. Handful of cherries actually is good. It's anti-inflammatory, especially the tart cherries. They're good. But if a person has diabetes, make sure they also limit this because it could also cause high blood sugar. It would help with the gout, but it could increase your blood sugar. Another prevention is control blood pressure because blood pressure is also strongly linked to gout. Um, Let me see. Rice. Which foods are allowed? Okay, we all love rice. Rice is a starchy carbohydrate. We could eat rice, especially brown rice, although we seldom eat brown rice, but the rice is okay. All fruits
So
are good.
we're
All
giving
fruits are
you're
good
giving
for
the thumbs up
gout.
on rice, Paul. Just checking. So rice is okay.
Rice is okay, but limited for people with diabetes. It's still a starchy carbohydrate. All fruits are good. As they say, 1 apple a day keeps the doctor or nurse practitioner away, but 5 fruits, 5 apples a day, the doctor or nurse practitioner you will pay. Because a lot of fruits will raise your blood sugar, and fruits also have fructose. So fruits are good, but still limit the amount of fruits. Vegetables are also good, and all types of dairy are fine with gout, especially low fat. Oh, now let's talk about medications. Do I still have a few minutes?
Sure. Yeah, we got a
Okay.
couple of minutes. Yeah.
Okay. During an acute attack of gout, if you know you have gout, I recommend that, especially if you go on vacation and where you're going, there are no pharmacies, make sure you bring your medications with you for an acute gout. What do you call this? Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory like Motrin, Aleve, Advil, but make sure you take them with food. And if you take the anti-inflammatory medications within the start of gout, you're getting a gout attack, take the medication right away so that you will be, the duration of the gout will be shortened. Steroids could be given like Medrol pack. They could be given for acute attack of gout. Also, this is for an acute attack. For chronic gout, the medications are different. Allopurinol, are you taking that, Jeff?
Yes. Yeah. Yes, Paul.
Okay.
That has made a big difference for me, Paul.
Yes, allopurinol, the starting dose is 100 milligrams daily up to, or 300 milligrams. Above 300 milligrams, like 600, it should be taken twice a day. But make sure you have your uric acid checked also and your kidney function, because these medications, even if they're good, they could also affect your kidneys. And even if someone is taking allopurinol, they should still do lifestyle changes like increasing physical activity, controlling their blood pressure, controlling blood sugar, controlling their diabetes, and continue to drink plenty of water to prevent kidney stones. And vitamin C, 500 milligrams a day, is is also helpful in prevention of gout flares. Myth versus fact: gout is a king's disease, and that's not true. As I have said earlier, anyone can get gout. And another myth: once you've got gout, lifestyle changes do not help. That's false, because lifestyle changes together with medications could really help with gout. The bottom line is, read food labels, avoid or decrease or stop highly processed foods and high fructose corn syrup, and eat more fiber, and fiber, and increase physical activity. If you have any questions, I could answer some questions, but I think we have no more time. So.
Well, we don't have any questions, but we do have some viewers and listeners that are speaking from their experience. So I know myself and Kuya Abe have endured it, and we've actually commiserated. Actually, Abe mentions that his trigger foods are mushrooms and shellfish. Such a sad life, and yeah, it's tough. And yeah, he's mentioned that it affects hands, ankles, fingers, toes, joints, toes, toes, toes. Yeah, speaking from experience, there are special shoes that I wear when it happens. And yeah, also to mention, also from experience, the first time that I've experienced gout, and also I think Abe will confirm this on his end, is well, yeah, I thought it was an injury, and it didn't go away by morning. And then next thing you know, I woke up with a big toe the size of a tennis ball, and I'm not kidding. It was huge. It was warm, and that's how you find out. So sometimes, actually, as Andrella mentioned, it can hit you right away. So yeah, thank you so much, Andrella, for another piece of advice and something to watch out for. And once again, lifestyle change: drink water, eat lots of fiber. You know, words of wisdom and words for your health to keep us living a long and healthy and able life. So, Andrella, do you have any shout outs or greetings you'd like to make?
Yeah, shout out to my daughter who helped me with the slides, which unfortunately we have not shown, and to my grandson Kobe for keeping me on my toes without the gout flares. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you for being on the show. Thank you for being our medical expert. And yeah, thanks again to you folks. Really appreciate it. Got some shout outs from my end too. So you have to greet Kenneth Pawad, Bergen's own Imelda Cariaga, District of New Jersey's own Ahmad Walid. And if you haven't been to Philly, he's a great tour guide. Also to Rizal Rosario, and to my uncle Benjamin Blanco. And happy birthday to my father-in-law, Mario Lucas, all the way over in Norsagaray. So happy birthday, Paul. Okay, all right. So our comment from last week about soups and stews came from brother Reynaldo Valdez Sr., who also used to be from New Jersey. He was here temporarily. So soup generally has a more liquid base, which can either be clear or creamy. Stew is thicker and heartier, with a sauce that is more substantial. And he learned that from living in South Korea, where he was in 2007 to 2012. So I'm sure if you were in South Korea at the same time, he says hi. And that is our comment of the week last week. Okay, moving on to our hashtag winners. So, Kwitek, if we can get that bumper.
Now announcing our hashtag winners.
All right, thanks so much. So, honorable mention is my home locale of Bergen. Congratulations, Bergen. In third place, we have Philadelphia. Congratulations, Philadelphia. In second place, we have where I'm at right now in the lovely congregation of Winslow. Congratulations, Winslow. And in first place, drum roll please. Okay, it's a silent drum roll. We don't want to wake up the neighbors. Okay, in first place we have Aston. Congratulations, Aston. You are our hashtag winner of the week. Now we have some activities coming up. So if we can get the bumper, Kwitek.
Activity updates.
All right, and thanks again to Brother Ellis. So on January 19, so the weekend of the 18th and 19th, we have the joint CFO meeting by local congregation. So stay tuned for that and listen to where it is in your locale. On January 24 is the worldwide EVM. Make sure you attend it. It will be great. And on January 26th is the School for Ministers recruitment and special gathering. So for those brothers out there who've been thinking about it, give that a shot, and hope they'll see you at that meeting. And as usual, please check with your local congregation for details on local events and the daily Bible study schedule. All right, so we have a little bit of time, so let me just check some of our messages. We have some greetings from outside the district. So hello from Mario Oka from District of Caloocan North. Hi, Mario. And then PJ Miranda from Temple Hills. Hi, PJ. And we also have Harnby from the local of Syracuse, New York. It's always great seeing you, Harnby. And hopefully we'll see you again later this year. We saw you last year. And greetings from Brother Erickson Sanchez. Greetings, everyone watching from the District of Bahrain. He is on the other side of the world. Well, I think it's like a third through the world. But yeah. Hey, Brother Erickson, good to see you, and we miss you. Also, Brother Riley Anishete, another brother that we miss. We miss you so much, bro. Happy viewing, everyone. Greetings, or as he would say, hola, from the Dominican Republic and the District of Caribbean. Okay, I think those are our greetings. So that's it for today's show. We hope you learned a lot. You might be scared, but once again, lifestyle change. Change your life. Change it for the better. And once again, thanks to Sister Anrella for all your advice and letting us know and giving us all this great medical information. So that's it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who tuned in and learned today about gout, and hopefully you don't have it. And hopefully, if you do, you learned a lot and are able to change your life for the better. If you found value in our discussion today, please like and subscribe for more content like this. And if you think this episode will be helpful to someone you know, please share the link with them and watch the replay. Before we go, we'd like to thank our church administration for their continued support to INCRadio and allow us to have this show where we can stay connected and learn together. We especially thank our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Manalo, and our SEBC President and CFO Coordinator, Brother Angelo Manalo. And we'd also like to thank our INCRadio Station Manager, Brother Wally Tarai. We thank again our viewers and listeners for taking the time to watch this episode and share your thoughts on gout. And join us again on INCRadio New Jersey Satellite Studio. Bye.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.